What is up, you guys? My name is Yuri Choi. I am a performance coach for entrepreneurs and high achievers. I'm also the founder of Yuri Choi Coaching. I am ready to be an author soon of my book called Creating Your Own Happiness. I'm also doing a collaboration piece with a lot of amazing legendary authors on the Think and Grow Rich principles very soon. So that's coming out soon. Anyways, I'm here to serve you guys. So today what I wanted to talk about are 6 different ways that if you're an entrepreneur or a high achiever of some sort, these are some ways that you can actually start to have more fun, more freedom, and more fulfillment in your life right away starting today. By the way, you guys, I'm going to go right into number 1, but if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. I'm so excited to see where this channel goes this year. Help me get to 10,000. Let's see how fast we can go. Anyways, let's get started with number 1. And by the way, you guys, if there's anything that resonates with you during this video and there's something that you want to share or something that is like, oh my gosh, like this is something that I'm going to apply right away, please feel free to share in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. It feels so good for me to be able to see how this is landing for you, how this is impacting you every step of the way. So let's get started. How to have more fun and freedom and a fulfillment in your life today. Number 1, I cannot stress this enough. Give yourself the permission to be imperfect. Give yourself the permission to be imperfect. Now, I've worked with enough entrepreneurs and high achievers now where I know, and obviously me being one myself, and I call myself the recovering perfectionist. We are all perfectionists to a certain degree, right? We are always looking to strive for excellence, strive for something better. And in that process, sometimes we forget that we're allowed to screw up. We're allowed to mess up. We're actually human. We're allowed to make some mistakes. In fact, the more mistakes that we make, the faster we're going to calibrate into that place of success and happiness. Because here's the thing. If you look at people like Elon Musk, you look at people like Jeff Bezos, like all these really incredibly successful people, they have more failures than all of us combined. And that's why they are there, because they are willing to fail. They're willing to fall. They're willing to fall and get up again. But most of us, we're so afraid to fall at all. We're so afraid to look bad. We're so afraid to look stupid. We're so afraid to look wrong, look like we're doing something wrong, that we never allow ourselves to fall. And the fact is, a lot of times we may actually never fall, and that's the truth. You know, a lot of these things that we try in life, they may actually succeed. That also happens. But because of our fear of not looking perfect, not looking good, a lot of times we don't even take that first step. Can you guys resonate with that? Right? If you have been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, if you've been thinking about writing a book, if you've been thinking about quitting your job and going somewhere else, or if you're thinking about starting a business and you haven't done so, I guarantee there is a component of this, which is, what if I fall? How stupid would I look? What if I mess up? What if I don't know what I'm doing? Well, I can tell you, everything that you've ever learned in life, at one point in your life, you didn't know what to do. You didn't know how to walk. You didn't know how to run at one point in your life when you were a baby. You fell many times so that you can finally learn to walk and run. And look how much it served you, for the most of you guys, right? So think about it that way. Get ready to fall, because when we go into this place of wanting to look perfect, we go into this place of just really feeling fearful. And when we have that fear in the back of our mind, what we're really thinking about is we're stepping into the survival zone, right? We're actually going into this place of, oh my gosh, I'm going to freeze, or I'm going to fight or flight. That's what fear looks like from the outside. So then we don't take any action, right? So my invitation for you guys is, are you willing to fall today? Number 2 is kind of similar to number 1. And by the way, if that resonated with you guys, please feel free to comment below. Would love to hear how that resonated with you. Number 2, are you willing to mess up your reputation? Are you willing to let go of this public image of who you are? You know, a lot of times, because of social media or the front that we might put on at work, the front that we're putting on for certain people, we think that we're so attached to this public image that we've created. For me, I have, built my entire business, my coaching business on social media and platforms like YouTube. And I'm constantly trying to dig deeper to see like what else is in there. Of course, I can talk about a lot of these motivational stuff, but like I also talk about my hardships. I also talk about my fear of abandonment and how I am healing through that. I talk about all these things that look and feel messy because I know deep down everyone has layers, but I also talk about all the different multifaceted ways that I get to exist, like how I'm an artist, how I'm a spiritual being, how I'm a sexual being. Like all of these things make up a part of me, but a lot of times we're so scared that we've created this 2D dimension of our reputation of who we're supposed to be like, and in that we actually limit ourselves more than we think and more than we need to, which is actually getting in the way of actually creating the expansiveness that we can in our world, right? We get to be all of those things, and we get to be anything and everything we want. In fact, we have so many of these different dimensions that we get to honor. That's going to free us even more. And here's the thing, who created a rule that we're not supposed to be a certain way? The society. And who's created the society and the rules there? People, just like you. So my invitation is start to question what kind of boxes, what kind of masks have you put yourself into, and how is that actually stopping you from getting everything that you want, rather than allowing yourself to get to all the things that you get to have in this world. So I'm curious, what kind of masks do you wear? What kind of things are you hiding behind? And if you get to let go of that, who do you get to be today? Think about that. Number 3, let go of comparing and competition with others. You guys, the only person that we ever get to compare and compete with is ourselves. Is ourselves from yesterday, is ourselves from a year ago. We want to be continually evolving and moving into this place of expansion. However, it's just so silly to compare ourselves to other people who have such a different, vast, different experiences, different emotions, different people they've been around, different resources they were available to at different times, different, life journey that they're on. And we're trying so hard to like compare ourselves at such different points in other people's lives and their journeys. And a lot of times this doesn't serve us at all. In fact, I don't think this ever serves us, because what are you going to get out of comparing yourself to another person? A lot of times the fact that you're comparing yourself to another person itself can actually show that you're not really sure of your path. You're not having enough trust in yourself and trusting in your own journey that it's actually unfolding exactly how it's supposed to be. Or maybe you're not actually giving it all you got. When you're giving everything that you ever done all you got, you have nothing to compare. Because you've given all you got, what's the point of competing with other people? Like, there's nothing more that you can do or give. So focus on yourself, focus on the path that you're creating for yourself, and constantly come back to that. Next one, number 4, determine what you can control and what you can't. And completely let go of the things you can't control. And then the things that you can control, take your power back, control them. I know this sounds so simple, but it is a really powerful concept. Think about the things that you're worrying about that you don't have control over. It could be, how someone else feels. It could be how someone else's health journey is going. A lot of times when my dad was, battling his cancer journey, there were times I wanted to control what I cannot control, which was his health and his journey of life and death. And in fact, the more I attached myself to that concept, the more miserable I felt. because I felt helpless. I felt like I couldn't do anything. Instead, and while I was not perfect in this journey, I had to always come back and check in and say, do I have control over this? If not, what else can I control that I do have control over? And that typically was building the connection and love and actually being there for my dad and opening up, having these beautiful conversations to get to know him. That I had control over. Regardless of what happens when he passed, like I knew that was something that I can always surrender back into. So in that, I started to feel more connected, more love. But had I just focused on, oh my gosh, like here's this disease that, I have zero control over how it manifests in this body, and I'm going to focus on that, that wouldn't have served me, that wouldn't have served him, and he and I would not have had the time to really connect. So what else can you let go of in your own life that you actually don't have control over, right? Or what are some things that you actually do have control over that you have simply chosen not to take power back, or you've been too lazy to take responsibility for these things that you actually do have control over? So for example, for me, how I feel, how I look in the sense of like my fitness, these things I do have control over. But if I don't choose to work out, if I don't choose to commit myself to physical exercise every single day, I know it's going to have an impact. And I get to just acknowledge that I have full control over that. What else do you guys have control over that you can actually start to take control over right now to feel empowered again, or that you're willing to just let go completely? Number 5, this is really important. And this is actually one of the cornerstones of what I really focus on with my clients, which is you get to stop suppressing your emotions. A lot of y'all are constipated emotionally. You don't let your emotions flow through your physical body, the vessel of your soul. So it gets stuck in your body, legitimately gets stuck in your cells, it gets stuck in different parts of your body, and then it manifests into different physical symptoms like pain. And you wonder why you have this random pain or this random thing that's happening in your body. They say most of the diseases out there, health conditions out there, are highly, highly correlated to the levels of stress, the amount of cortisol that we hold in our body and that we never process. These things are supposed to be processed and moved through and moved out of our bodies, not stay in there chronically. So for example, the reason that we actually have any kind of fear response is because it's supposed to help us get out of a very dangerous situation. So if there is like a tiger chasing you, if there is a bear chasing you, guess what? Fear is actually really helpful because fear is going to help you prioritize your resources and your attention and your focus so that you can run away from this thing that's endangering your safety. That's what it's good for. And it's supposed to surpass your body when that endangered, whatever that's endangering you is gone. And then you're supposed to come back to homeostasis, which is like feeling balance in your body, feeling peace in your body, feeling ease in your body again. But here's the thing. In this world where we're constantly stimulated and constantly bombarded with different kinds of social stress. And I say social stress because a lot of times these social stressors don't actually threaten your safety of your being, but we have become so intelligent that we think it does. And we start to go into the same physical sensation of as if we are getting chased by a tiger, which isn't true. And so instead of like coming back to homeostasis and like working through these emotions and, fear-based emotions, especially, we just stuff them down. How do we do that? By drinking, by eating unnecessary amounts of food, doing substances, even working out. Some people, work out so that they can suppress their emotions, not actually face them. And then they wonder why they throw out their back, why these random parts of their bodies hurt. It's time to acknowledge and process your emotion. How do you do that? It's actually a lot more simple than you think. You get to journal about it, sit with it, cry, feel. It's okay. These emotions are not going to kill you. They will, and they can if you suppress them and stuff them down in your body. But if you feel sad, don't go out drinking and pretend that's not there. If you feel grief, don't overwork and overwork out and try to ignore it, whether it's, from losing a partner or someone that you love, someone's past or breakup. Don't suppress it, sit with it. Yeah, I know it's uncomfortable, but there's so many lessons and wisdom hidden in these emotions as you process them. This is where emotional intelligence is built. Had I just run away from my dad's passing and just pretended it didn't happen and I just went on my life and tried to suppress my grief and sadness, oh, I can tell you that it would not have served me and I could not be the person I am today in so many ways, but also it would not have allowed me to reflect on how I was living my life, what was working, what was not working, because for me, my dad's passing had such a big impact because I sat with the emotion, I sat with the grief and asked the universe, God, my higher self, divinity, whatever you want to call it, I asked it to give me guidance, to show me what is this supposed to teach me. And what it taught me is that life is short, that everyone has an expiration date, including myself, and that one day I'm also going to leave my body. And that I wanted to, actually create a life that mattered. I wanted to create a career and business and do all the things that I ever wanted to do. And so that's what caused me to actually quit my corporate job and start my coaching business, start my YouTube channel, write a book. I mean, all the things I've always wanted to do anyway. So don't suppress your emotions, process them, sit with them, ask them what they have to teach you. And a lot of my coaching actually revolves around this, really understanding your emotions, acknowledging them, and learning from them, and now getting into a space of choosing into the emotions that most serve you. Now, last but not least, number 6, how can you have more freedom and fulfillment in your life right away and in your business? Trust that everything is working for you. Whether you want to call it the universe, whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it the earth, whatever you call this life unfolds so that you can evolve as a soul, that you can grow, and so you can expand. That's it. 1000% of the time, the universe is unfolding for you, for the earth, for humanity, so everyone can evolve. It wants you to succeed. It wants you to be happy. It wants you to have all the things that you desire. But a lot of times we forget this or we abandon this idea. We go into the space of, why is everything happening to me? And then you fall into this place of victimhood. And from this place of victimhood, I can tell you why. I can tell you the positive intent, meaning I can tell you why you would want to stay in victimhood and why that arises initially, which is it feels comfortable. It feels like an immediate attention getter. It feels like you're getting the, support that actually enables you to stay in the victimhood rather than pulls you out of it. So it feels comfortable. It feels nourishing for a very, very temporary time, but it's not long lasting because it's not going to serve you long term. So instead, you actually get to step into this place of being powerful and feeling supported and knowing that everything that's happening in your life right now, it's actually happening for you, not against you. In fact, you were never a victim, no matter what you've gone through. And I say this from a place of I've gone through some very difficult things, and I look up to many people who've gone through very difficult things. Like Oprah, I believe she was sexually assaulted when she was young. She was abandoned, a lot of things. But look at her. She never let that be a story of how she became a victim. She actually created a story where she was able to be a hero for her own journey. So, whatever you're going through, whatever you've gone through, try on this idea that the universe is working for you and not against you, and see how much that brings, how much peace that brings to your soul, your heart, and potentially some spaciousness in your being. And the truth is, you deserve all of this. You do, because you're a child of God, you're a child of the universe. You're supposed to feel supported. You're supposed to feel loved. But no matter how abundant that love and support is in this universe, unless you choose to see it, you choose to receive it, it's not going to, you're not going to be able to feel it. So stay aligned to that path where you know the universe is working for you, not against you. And that includes everyone and everything in the universe. Even in the contrast of things, even if there are some people that feel immediately like they're against you, what if those are the people that you also get to appreciate, because maybe some of those people and those experiences strengthened your belief about yourself, about what you get to stand for, about what you're creating. And that's happened for me. You know, there are people who didn't believe me on this path. But guess what? I had two choices every step of the way. I could either choose into their belief or stay strong in my belief. And my belief was that everything is happening for me. And those people, even the people who didn't support me, the haters, I knew that they came into my life so I can stand even stronger in my conviction of what I'm creating, who I get to be in this world. So anyways, you guys, those are the 6 different ways that you can try on right now, 6 different mindsets you can try on today so that you can start to have more freedom, more fulfillment in your life, in your business as an entrepreneur or high achiever or anyone out there. So I hope that was really helpful, you guys. I really am so honored to be here and connect with you guys. And by the way, I just hit 60,000 views on my channel. Thanks to all of you guys. If there's anyone else that you want to invite them into my channel, have them subscribe. I'm really just here to serve you guys. So anyways, you guys, my name is Yuri Choi. I'm a performance coach for entrepreneurs and high achievers, speaker, connector, ready to be an author very, very soon with some of my books that are being published. Thank you for being here. And if you have any questions, or tell me in the comments what resonated with you the most, or what else I can cover for you, what will feel good for you. I'm just really here to connect with you guys and serve you. So love you guys so much and can't wait to hear from you guys. And I will be back soon with another video. Mwah. Bye, y'all.